Okay, so have you ever felt that like you're putting in all this effort,
Yeah.
trying your best, but you're just not getting anywhere?
Oh, yeah. All the time.
Like you're hitting some kind of invisible wall,
Right.
right? And it's stopping you from reaching your goals.
Yeah, definitely. I think it happens to all of us.
And that's what we're going to dive into today.
Mm-hmm.
The idea is that often these barriers, these walls, they're not actually external.
Right.
It's not like the world is holding us back.
It's us.
It's something inside us.
Yeah.
And we call these limiting beliefs.
So true. And limiting beliefs are basically just those thoughts, the ones we've all got.
Right. So those little voices.
Yeah, we just accept them as true
Yeah.
about ourselves or the world around us. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Yeah.
And we kind of let them dictate
Yeah.
what we think we can and can't do.
It's crazy how much power we give them.
Totally. And that's what we're going to unpack in this deep dive. So today we're going to explore how these limiting beliefs take root, where they come from, and most importantly, how we can start recognizing them in our own thinking.
Absolutely. Because once you see them, that's when you can start to change them.
Exactly. So to kick things off, think about something you really want.
Uh-huh.
A goal,
Oh.
a dream, something you've maybe put on hold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now ask yourself, honestly, what's stopping you? What thoughts prop up? What excuses do you make?
Yeah, those little whispers of doubt.
Right? Maybe it's, I don't have the skills, or I'm not good enough, or even that big one, what if I fail?
Oh, yeah, that one's a classic.
Right. And these reactions, these gut-level thoughts, are often clues,
Mm-hmm.
little breadcrumbs, leading us to our deeper limiting beliefs.
It's like detective work.
Totally. And as a first step, it can be really helpful to write these down.
Yeah.
You're just getting them out of your head and onto paper.
Oh, I love that. Putting it in writing makes it real.
Yeah. You can actually see it.
And then you can start to question it.
So let's dig into where these beliefs actually come from.
Okay, let's do it.
And often it starts way back in childhood.
Oh, yeah, our childhood shapes so much of who we are.
Think about the messages we got from parents, teachers, anyone really,
Yeah.
about what was possible, or sometimes more subtly what wasn't possible.
It's subtle, but it's powerful.
For us,
Right.
so powerful. Like if you constantly heard things like, money doesn't grow on trees, or
Yeah.
you're not a math person.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Yes. Or
Yeah.
you're not creative.
Yes. Or you're not athletic.
Yeah.
Those statements, they stick with you,
They really do. You start to believe them.
and they become your reality.
Even if they're not true.
And it's like they become these fundamental truths for us.
It's amazing how those early messages can shape our whole lives.
Like the story of Thomas Edison. You're the guy who invented the light bulb.
Yeah, of course.
But early in his life, a teacher told him he was too stupid to learn anything.
Oh, wow.
Could you imagine?
I mean, he invented the light bulb.
If he had believed that teacher,
Right.
think about how different the world might be.
Totally different. We might still be in the dark ages, literally.
But luckily, his mom was like, no way, you're brilliant.
Good for her.
She encouraged his curiosity, and look what he achieved. And I think that's a really crucial point.
Mm-hmm.
Beliefs aren't facts.
So true.
They're only as powerful as we allow them to be.
We have the power to choose which beliefs we want to keep.
So how about this for an exercise?
Yeah.
Take that negative belief you wrote down earlier, the one that's holding you back,
Okay, I've got mine.
and really put it under the microscope. Ask yourself, what actual evidence do I have that this is true?
Mm-hmm.
And think back, can you remember even one time when you succeeded despite this supposed limitation?
Oh, that's a good one. It forces you to find the evidence.
Right, because sometimes the evidence just isn't there.
Right. And even if there's a little bit of evidence, there's always way more evidence on the other side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this exercise is all about looking for that counter evidence.
Right. It's like proving that limiting belief wrong.
Yeah. You're basically showing yourself that the story you've been telling yourself might not be completely accurate.
It's about rewriting the narrative.
Okay, so we've talked about where these beliefs come from, but now let's look at how they get so ingrained in our minds.
Yeah. How do they stick around for so long?
And it turns out our brains actually play a role in maintaining these beliefs.
Oh, that's interesting. So our brains are working against us.
In a way, yeah. There's this thing called confirmation bias,
Confirmation bias.
which basically means our brains tend to seek out information that confirms what we already believe.
Oh, so it's like our brains are trying to prove us right even when we're wrong.
Exactly. And even more importantly, our brains often ignore information that challenges those beliefs.
So we're only seeing part of the picture.
Exactly. It's like if you believe you're not a creative person, every time you have an idea that doesn't work out perfectly,
Yeah.
your brain might be like, See, I told you so.
Oh, like that little voice is always there.
But it's ignoring all the times you were creative.
Right. All the times you came up with great ideas.
And this creates this, like, vicious cycle.
A self-fulfilling prophecy.
So how do we break this cycle? The key is to start questioning those assumptions.
Question everything.
Instead of accepting negative statements as facts, we need to ask, is this really true?
Oh, I like that. Challenge the status quo.
So instead of thinking I'll never be good at networking, try shifting it to what are some small steps I can take to become more comfortable connecting with people?
Oh, that's a much better way to think about it.
It's about shifting the focus from a barrier
To possibility.
to action.
Yeah, exactly.
It engages your brain in a different way.
It's like you're opening up new pathways.
Think about Oprah Winfrey. Early in her career, she was told she wasn't fit for television.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine if she had believed that?
She'd be a completely different person.
The world would be so different.
You're right. No Oprah.
But she challenged that belief, and look at what she accomplished.
She's an inspiration.
And the point is, we all have that same power to question and redefine our own limitations.
We can all be like Oprah.
Now, another really important piece of this puzzle is the role of emotions,
Ooh, emotions, they can be tricky.
especially emotions like fear, doubt, memories of past failures.
Ugh, yeah, those can really hold us back.
They can fuel those limiting beliefs.
They're like the gasoline on the fire.
And the thing is, we often mistake our feelings for facts.
Oh, that's so true. Just because we feel something doesn't mean it's true.
Exactly. Like if you
Yeah.
feel anxious about giving a presentation, it doesn't automatically mean you're going to fail.
Right, those are two separate things.
That feeling is an emotion. It's not necessarily a prediction of what's going to happen,
It's like our emotions are trying to tell us a story.
but we don't have to believe that story.
We get to choose our own ending.
So how can we start to separate feelings from beliefs? One technique is keeping an emotional awareness journal.
Emotional awareness journal. I love that.
So for a week or so, whenever you catch yourself thinking that familiar, I can't do this thought, take a moment to write down how you're feeling in that moment. Are you tired, anxious, stressed?
Oh, so you're just naming the emotion.
Exactly. And that simple act of noticing and naming the emotion creates a little space between the feeling and the belief.
It's like you're taking a step back and observing.
Yeah, and it allows you to say, okay, I'm feeling anxious right now, but that doesn't mean I'm incapable.
Right, it's not a fact, it's just a feeling.
And another incredibly effective tool is reframing.
Reframing. Ooh, I like that word.
So instead of getting caught in the, I'm just not good at this trap, we can intentionally choose to reframe that as I'm learning and improving every day.
Yeah, turn that negative into a positive.
It might sound simple,
Yeah.
but those small shifts in our internal dialogue can have a huge impact over time.
It's like changing the channel in your mind.
Exactly. And it's all about focusing on growth and progress rather than dwelling on what we perceive as our shortcomings.
Because everyone has shortcomings.
Right.
It's about what we do with them.
So we've talked about what limiting beliefs are, where they come from, how they're reinforced. Now let's get to the practical steps. How do we actually start identifying and challenging these beliefs in our own lives?
Okay, let's get practical.
One really helpful approach is a 3-step process.
3 steps. Love it.
Step 1 is recognize the belief. Like we talked about before, take some time to write it down. Pick one belief that's been holding you back.
Get it out of your head and onto paper.
Yeah. A common one might be, I'm not smart enough to go for that promotion.
Been there.
So step 1, write it down.
Got it.
Step 2 is question the evidence. Once you have that belief written down, really look at it critically. Ask yourself, what proof do I actually have that this is true?
Put it on trial.
Have there been times when you succeeded, even in areas that required intelligence or skill?
So you're looking for those exceptions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because often those exceptions are there, we just don't focus on them.
Our brains like to ignore them.
And step 3 is replace it with a new belief.
Okay, so find a new story.
So if your old belief was, I'm not smart enough, your new belief could be, I am capable of learning and growing and I have unique strengths to offer.
Ooh, I like that. It's positive and empowering.
And the key here is repetition. You need to actively choose to think and affirm this new statement regularly to help it sink in.
Brainwashing ourselves in a good way.
Right. And to show you the power of this process, think about J.K. Rowling.
J.K. Rowling, the Harry Potter lady.
She faced tons of rejections before Harry Potter was published.
It's a ridiculous amount.
Imagine if she had believed her writing wasn't good enough.
No, Harry Potter.
We wouldn't have those books.
The world would be a much less magical place.
But she kept going, despite her self-doubt, and she changed the world.
That's so inspiring. It shows that anything is possible.
So it's important to remember that what feels like an unshakable truth about ourselves
Mm,
often isn't.
it's just a story.
Now, beyond these core beliefs, there's also our everyday self-talk that plays a role.
Oh, yeah, that constant chatter in our
It's
heads.
like a little voice that never shuts up.
Sometimes it's helpful, sometimes it's not.
And negative self-talk is like having an inner critic who's always doubting our abilities and whispering worst-case scenarios.
It's like our own personal bully.
And it often tries to disguise itself as being realistic or logical.
Oh, yeah, it's sneaky like that.
But usually it's just a reflection of those underlying limiting beliefs.
It's like the beliefs are the roots and the self-talk is the weeds.
And the first step to quieting that inner critic is becoming aware of it.
So just notice when it's happening.
Exactly. Pay attention to your thoughts without judgment. When you hear yourself saying things like, I'm not qualified enough, or I always mess things up, that's your negative self-talk in action.
Okay, so catch it red-handed.
Yeah. And just like with the core beliefs, challenge those statements. Ask yourself, is this absolutely true? Can I find one instance where I succeeded despite feeling this way?
So find that evidence again.
Now, another powerful force that keeps us stuck is fear.
Oh, yeah, fear the big F.
Fear of failure, fear of rejection, even fear of success.
Wait, fear of success? Is that a thing?
It is. Some people are so afraid of what might happen if they actually achieve their goals.
That's wild.
It can be paralyzing.
Totally, it keeps you from even trying.
And it reinforces those limiting beliefs that we're not capable of handling anything outside our comfort zone.
It's like a self-imposed prison.
So how do we break free from this fear? The key is action.
Action? But isn't that what we're afraid of?
It might seem counterintuitive, but facing our fears, even in small steps, is the best way to diminish their power.
So like exposure therapy.
Exactly. Research shows that the more we expose ourselves to the things we fear, the less control they have over us.
It's like training your fear muscles.
And each act of courage, even a small one, builds momentum and chips away at those fear-based limiting beliefs.
So like baby steps.
Now, for those really deep-seated beliefs, we also need to engage with our subconscious mind.
Oh, the subconscious, that's deep stuff.
It's the part of our mind that operates below our conscious awareness.
It's like the control center.
But we can influence it.
Mhm.
And some effective techniques are affirmations, visualization, and meditation.
So we can reprogram our subconscious.
In a way, yeah, affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself, focusing on your goals and desired beliefs.
It's like giving your subconscious mind new instructions.
And visualization involves creating mental images of yourself succeeding.
Oh yeah, like a mental movie.
And meditation can help quiet the mind, creating space for those affirmations and visualizations to sink in.
So it's like creating the perfect environment for growth.
Now, ultimately, overcoming limiting beliefs isn't just about changing our thoughts, it's about changing how we see ourselves.
It's an identity shift.
If you see yourself as someone who struggles or fails, you're more likely to act in ways that confirm that belief.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy again.
So to create lasting change, you need to cultivate a new, more empowered sense of self.
Become the person you want to be.
One powerful exercise is to write down the qualities of the person you aspire to be, their strengths, their beliefs, how they handle challenges.
Okay, so like a vision board, but for your personality.
Yeah. And then start consciously embodying those qualities in your life, even in small ways.
Fake it till you make it?
In a way.
Yeah.
And it's important to remember that this isn't a quick fix. It's an ongoing process that requires consistent effort.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
So build sustainable habits and create a supportive environment for yourself. Surround yourself with people who inspire you and believe in your potential.
Find your cheerleaders.
To sum it all up, those limiting beliefs, those internal barriers that can make us feel stuck, they're not permanent.
We can break free.
We have the power to understand them, challenge them, and cultivate a more empowering way of seeing ourselves and the world.
It's all about mindset.
So think back to those notes you made at the beginning. Do those initial thoughts and excuses still feel as strong? Has your perspective shifted at all?
Hopefully it has.
And here's a final thought. What's one small action you can take today that directly challenges one of those limiting beliefs you identified?
Make it tiny.
Maybe it's sending that email, starting to learn that new skill, or simply looking in the mirror and saying one positive affirmation.
One small step.
That small step can be the catalyst for unlocking your true potential.
It's the start of a new journey.
And remember, growth and change are within your reach. You have the power to break free from limitations and create the life you truly desire.
It's all up to you.
And that's our deep dive for today. Thanks for listening.
See you next time.